Roguelike. Roguelikes are a genre of games inspired by the core mechanics of the 1980 game called Rogue. These core mechanics are random map generation, randomized level exit locations, randomized loot/upgrades, and permadeath. Other elements such as turn-based combat and grid-based gameplay are also a defining factor for roguelikes, though these aren't considered the core of the genre. As games evolve over time, so does the definition of roguelikes, as game developers who are inspired by them incorporate elements from other genres, adding their own definition to the formula. Roguelite. Roguelites are a subset of the roguelike genre that borrows some roguelike mechanics but not the full set. The modern concept of a roguelite typically includes permadeath, an element of randomness such as choosing one of 3 upgrades after defeating a boss, and permanent unlockable upgrades, where with each attempt, players can unlock new items, improve character stats, or gain other advantages that make future runs easier. This creates a gameplay loop where even in failure, players make tangible progress. Just like roguelikes, the definition of roguelites has evolved and changed over time regarding what is and isn't considered a roguelite. Modern roguelike. Modern roguelikes are games that incorporate the core mechanics of traditional roguelikes while adding their own unique twists. Games like Spelunky and Dicey Dungeons are the ones that define this genre, where they have random map generation, randomized level exit locations, randomized loot/upgrades, and permadeath. But Spelunky presents as a side-scrolling platformer, and Dicey Dungeons as a dice game. But the most defining characteristic of modern roguelikes is their near-complete absence of permanent unlockable upgrades that carry over between runs, which serves as the primary distinction between roguelikes and roguelites. Funnily enough, these modern interpretations were originally the ones called roguelites before the terminology shifted. True roguelike. True roguelikes are games that follow exactly all factors of the Berlin interpretation of roguelikes. This means they follow not only the core mechanics of the original Rogue game, but also its presentation elements such as turn-based gameplay, grid-based movement, and even ASCII art graphics. Because of the strictness of the genre, most true roguelikes are older games such as NetHack, Moria, and Angband. Today, a game genre that is strictly like another game would typically be called clones, such as a Minecraft clone or a GTA clone. Roguelike deck builder, popularized by Slay the Spire. Roguelike deck builders are single-player deck building and card battling games that incorporate roguelike elements. Players progress through procedurally generated encounters, collecting and upgrading cards for their deck while facing permadeath if they fail. Some even have non-card related upgrades that help during the run, such as relics in Slay the Spire and jokers in Balatro. Examples include Monster Train, Inscription, and Griftlands. Balatro-like. Named after the breakout hit Balatro, this emerging subgenre adds a new mechanic unique to the genre. Instead of finding an exit, the game requires you to reach a certain target score in order to progress, and being unable to do so will result in a permadeath. Examples of games in this genre are Clover Pit, Ao Tenjo, and Onijak, to name a few. Although popularized by Balatro, the original roguelike game with this target score mechanic is the game Luck Be a Landlord, which is one of the inspirations for Balatro. Survivor-like, also called auto-shooters, garlic-likes, or bullet heavens. This genre focuses on surviving waves of enemies while automatically attacking and collecting upgrades. Inspired by Vampire Survivors, core mechanics include automatic combat with minimal direct player control, overwhelming numbers of enemies and projectiles, upgrade selection from random choices, and escalating difficulty over time. Players primarily control movement and upgrade decisions rather than direct combat actions. The genre emphasizes satisfying power progression and visual spectacle. Notable examples include 20 Minutes Till Dawn, Potato, and Halls of Torment. Randomized Nuzlocke. A randomized Nuzlocke is a self-imposed challenge for Pokemon games. It combines the core Nuzlocke rules, permadeath for fainted Pokemon, and strict capture restrictions with a randomizer that shuffles elements like wild encounters, trainer teams, and items. This process creates an unpredictable experience similar to a roguelike. Players can further customize the run with their own rules or randomizer settings, such as allowing only shiny Pokemon or randomizing evolutions to adjust the difficulty. Video game randomizer. Similar to the ROM randomizers of Pokemon Randomized Nuzlocke, video game randomizers are modified versions of existing games where key elements have been shuffled or randomized. This can include item locations, enemy placements, level layouts, character abilities, or story sequences. Popular randomizer communities exist for games like The Legend of Zelda series, Super Metroid, Final Fantasy, and many others. These modifications create fresh experiences from familiar games by introducing unpredictability and requiring players to adapt their strategies. Some randomizers maintain the original game's balance, while others intentionally create chaotic or challenging scenarios, and adding a hardcore permadeath challenge to it similar to Nuzlocke's makes it more like a roguelike. Dungeon crawl. Dungeon crawlers are a broader genre that overlaps significantly with roguelikes but focuses specifically on exploring multi-level dungeons or similar environments. Key characteristics include exploration of interconnected levels or floors, combat with monsters and collection of loot, character progression through experience or equipment, and often procedural generation. While many roguelikes are dungeon crawlers, not all dungeon crawlers are roguelikes, like the Diablo, Shin Megami Tensei, and Mystery Dungeon games. Legacy board game. Legacy board games are tabletop games that permanently change over the course of multiple play sessions. Players make permanent modifications to the game components, rules, or board itself based on their decisions and outcomes using a permanent marker, pens, or even stickers. Core elements include permanent changes that carry forward between sessions, evolving rules and components, campaign-style progression over multiple games, and unique experiences that differ between groups playing the same game. While not roguelikes, they share the concept of permanent consequences and randomized gameplay. The legacy mechanic creates a sense of permadeath for game states and permanent progression. Famous examples include Pandemic Legacy, Risk Legacy, and Gloomhaven. Real-life gambling. Real-life gambling shares surprising parallels with roguelike game mechanics, making it an unofficial roguelike experience in the real world. Core similarities include randomized outcomes that you cannot control, permadeath consequences, losing all your money life savings, and a 1 in 3 choice in a decision. Just like in roguelikes, gamblers face procedurally generated scenarios where each bet is a new room with unknown outcomes. The house edge ensures that, much like roguelike difficulty scaling, the odds become increasingly stacked against you over time. Unlike video games, however, real gambling has actual permanent consequences that extend far beyond entertainment, affecting people's lives, families, and financial security. Thank you for watching. Comment down below if you agree with the roguelike definitions or if you have other suggestions. Please subscribe for more Games in Minutes videos in the future. For more content, check out my other video about every tic-tac-toe variants.